2024 had a bunch of weird magic sets, right? There was the one with the hats, and then the other one with different hats. I've been thinking a lot about why those sets didn't resonate with people, and I think I've narrowed it down to a lack of sincerity. It felt like Wizards wasn't taking Magic seriously, and if they don't, why would I? But I want to. That unmatched expectation creates internal conflict that isn't easily resolved. However, while Outlaws at Thunder Junction didn't really resonate with me from a thematic perspective, it's undeniable that it had some amazing cards for Commander. Land Ramp is often seen as the sole domain of green, with white maybe dabbling a little bit in it. I disagree with this. While green undeniably has the easiest access to ramp, and the other colors have to put in a bit more work, so long as we are open-minded and get creative with it, we can get some really strong results. One of my favorite strategies is to copy spells like Fork to duplicate my opponent's ramp and use it for myself. They might open the way for 6, and then I do the same for 2 mana. This of course requires a green player to be at the table, but if there is no green player, then it's also not as important that we are ramping a lot. In those scenarios, we can just use Fork on literally anything else. Having cheap duplication can be incredibly valuable. If we're getting countered, then we can copy the counter spell and use it to counter itself. Or we can duplicate one-sided board vibes like the big old mystical space typhoon and ensure that everybody is getting hit equally. Or we can just use it on our own stuff. Duplicating spells that have additional costs like Unexpected Windfall is incredibly powerful. Quick tangent. The Game Changer list has been out for a little while now, and I think that green and red got off a bit easy. I'm not sure how familiar you guys are with the card Reiterate, but it's a 3 mana copy spell with buyback for an additional 3 mana. It's not hard to reduce Reiterate's casting cost, which extends into its buyback cost, and then it easily goes infinite with any half-decent ritual, creating unlimited mana, and from there, it's trivial to reiterate a different spell to end the game. Maybe it doesn't quite meet the criteria of a game changer because it doesn't do anything by itself, although Fuss's Oracle's on the list, so that's a bit odd. Either way, Reiterate is a card that I've never seen used for anything honest. And if you have any experience playing it, then you know how easy it is to accidentally go infinite with it. So I would probably put that and Mana Geyser on the list for red. We can talk about green some other time. Anyways, tangent over, let's go back to more reasonable cards. Another cool thing that red has access to is spell redirection. Cards like Bolt Bend, Will's Reversal, and Deflecting Swat all share a core idea. They let us change the target of a spell or ability, which can have devastating results. We can take a Swords to Plowshares aimed at us and send it right back at its owner, or redirect the counterspell onto our Bolt Bend to blank it. I guess what I'm saying is that red is really good at dealing with counterspells. While we're at it, we can also make them imprison in the moon their own commander and redirect your mouse or finger depending on which device you're watching this on to the mouse. Oh my god, did I really write that? Oh, I wrote this at like 1 in the morning, I gotta be honest with you. That is an awful trick. Give the video a thumbs up. Thank you very much. I really need to get better at doing this. Or I guess I just, every time I read one of these scripts, I will continue to just see where I inserted the call to action and just stumble over it because it's so stupid. Maybe that's just a tradition. Anyways, redirection is another great tool that red has in its pocket of tricks. But is it really worth an entire card? That's the main issue with the cards I just mentioned, right? Fork and Bolt Bend are both great effects in the right circumstances, but it's also not that unusual that they are just dead in our hand. That's why today, I would like to introduce all of you to one of the best red cards that was released last year, an inconspicuous uncommon from Outlaws at Thunder Junction. Return the Favor. Return the Favor is technically a 2-red instant but it actually costs either 3 or 4 mana because it has the Spree ability. When casting it, we get to choose one or both of its abilities, pay their cost, and then get the corresponding effect. Both abilities cost 1 mana. The first lets us copy an instant, sorcery, activated or triggered ability, and then choose new targets for the copy. The second lets us change the target of a spell or ability with a single target. Immediately, we can see that this card has both of the effects we discussed earlier stapled onto one, which is great because it gives us much needed flexibility. While Fork or Bolt Bend can be dead in hand, it's rare for both to be. I've never been in a situation where I wasn't able to find a good target for Return the Favor. But this is also because Return the Favor has a bit of an unusual additional line of text. It can copy activated or triggered abilities. This means it can copy pretty much anything. Loyalty abilities, ETBs, and attack triggers are no problem at all. We can wait until an opponent plays their Kogla and Yidaro, Magic's most favorite ape dinosaur turtle, and then both copy and redirect the ETB fight effect to clear out 2 creatures our other opponents control, as well as the aforementioned ape dinosaur turtle. Ape dinosaur turtle. What a creature type. Very good. Another very effective thing to copy are the activated abilities of fetch lands. Play our Mountain Valley, activate it to put the search trigger on the stack, and then copy it with Return the Favor to turn it into a ramp spell. Sure, 3 mana ramp 1 isn't great, but it's just one of many things Return the Favor can do. Again, flexibility is key here. Return the Favor can protect us from counter spells, removal, it can steal valuable card draw or ramp spells, it can mess with our opponent's ETBs and activated abilities, and it can just ramp us. Doesn't even have to be our fetch land that's being activated, we can steal the effect from an opponent instead. This is particularly impressive when copying fetch lands like Myriad Landscape that search out more than one land. 3 mana ramp 2 is just great. One of the coolest tricks we can do with Return the Favor is keeping a fetch land open until an opponent casts a spell or triggers an ability with a target we want to redirect. We leave that spell or ability on the stack, crack our fetch land, putting that trigger on the stack, and then we cast Return the Favor. We copy our fetch land activation and redirect their spell, creating a huge swing in momentum that should last multiple turns if not the entire game. Commander is a game of endless possibilities. I like to think of it as a board game that changes every time we play, because each participant is bringing their own quota of the rules. Magic acts as shared language, and the decks we build allow us to manipulate and twist that language into a unique experience. Personally, I find a lot of joy in building and playing in ways that subvert expectations and interpret Commander into directions that people aren't used to. My 2 most recent decks are a mono-white landfall list and a mono-black flash speed madness pile of nonsense. And from my experience, I'm not alone in trying to do these kinds of shenanigans. I think that's great, but it does make it difficult to feel adequately prepared for every eventuality. There are not too many cards that I properly feel like are always going to be useful. But Return the Favor is one of them. It just has so many possible applications that there's never going to be a game where none of them come up. It's by no means an overpowered card, but if you play with it a bunch, then I think you will quickly realize that it's the kind of glue that keeps decks going and will stabilize your game plan in any situation. To me, this is a card on the same level of reliability as some of the greatest around, like Cultivate, Generous Gift, and Counterspell. Although I've actually been replacing Counterspell with Dream Fracture pretty often, but that's a topic for a different video. If you haven't played with Return the Favor, give it a try. Thank you very much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Also, I got a box. A viewer sent me a big box. I haven't opened it yet. I've only torn off the shipping label, and I'm really excited to find out what's in it. I thought we could do that together. So as I said, I haven't actually opened this yet. Let's have a look. And it's cards, I think. And a letter. Ooh, that's exciting. Wait, This one isn't for me. What? This one is. Why does Mickey get the nice one? Why do I get the garbage one? Okay, well, I'm gonna have a look at mine. I'm gonna put this one away. Mickey can have that later. And I am very curious. So it's a really nice letter. I'm not gonna read it out right now. I read it. I really appreciate it. It's very kind. It's very nice. Let's have a look at what's in here. Let me pop this. Oh, it's lands. I love lands. Oh my god. It's so many different islands. Oh, this one is beautiful. Holy shit. I love islands. I love lands. In case you don't know this is my favorite thing. I love it. I love it. This is so cool. Oh, I'm putting these into my decks immediately. These are just brilliant, aren't they? Wow. Just truly outstanding. What's this? The big top. Add 1 mana of any color that appears on your top. Nearby planet. Ruptured Spire. Ancient Ziggurat. 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Spend this mana only to cast creature spells. Wait, this is a really nice card. This is a very cool land. It's unfortunately slightly too expensive for my budget deck. I would absolutely play it in there. But it is still a very nice card. I really like this one. I honestly didn't even know about it. Okay, we've got a second box. This one has something sleeved, which is interesting. Oh, the sleeved card didn't want to come out. Autograph book. Oh, that's very nice. Enters the battlefield with a page count on it for each person who has signed. Remove a page count or draw a card. And it's signed. Oh, that is actually incredible. I love it. Next time I go to some sort of Magic convention, I'm bringing the autograph book. Maybe some more people can sign it. What's this? Why is it flipped around? Oh no! You got me there. Oh, there's some other cards as well. Ovika, Enigma, Goliath. This is a very scary commander. Oh, a Gandalf. Another Gandalf. Mana Bloom. Interesting. I think it is a commander deck. I don't know how playable it is. Because that is a lot of land. And I'm not entirely convinced all of these are actually good. But you know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna see if I can sleeve it up. And then we will play a game with it. And then I'm probably disassembling it and taking out the lands. And that's not because I'm ungrateful or anything like that. I very much appreciate this. This was wonderful. And I want to be able to appreciate your present as often as I possibly can. Thank you very much for your wonderful present. I mean, the lands are just an absolute delight. And this right here is also very, very cute. I love the autograph book. If you're interested in sending me something so we can open it up together, then there's a PO box down in the description of this video where you can send me letters. For anything bigger than that, please reach out and I will give you an address. Anyways, thank you very much for watching the video and I'll see you guys soon.